everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm Mum Bear Stitchery here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, and this is a channel all about cross stitch. Today is episode number 51 and it's about all the cross stitch that I did in June. So I have a big pile here, so we're just gonna jump right in and start with a finish, the one and only finish that I had this month. So this is Curious Hen. It is a Bothy threads kit, and you'll see an image of where I was at the beginning of the month. And here is my finish. So yeah, I plowed through and finished this one. This one was heavy going. There was lots of pale greys in that chicken's body that were very, very, very similar, but she's done. And I used everything that came with the kit. So this is the fabric. It's a 14 count. It's got this printed splash on it, like a lot of the Rendale Bothy Threads kits. And I just used all the floss that came in the kit. And I love her. I feel like I channel this chicken on most days. Kind of feel permanently alarmed. Like I love her. Look at her face. So yeah, I absolutely love this chicken. And I have many more from the Rendale line that I would like to start at some point, but I'm so glad she's done. She was also one of my Year of Whips projects. I think she's the 4th or 5th one I finished out of 12 for that challenge. And that's just a challenge put on by Melanie Watkins, the Soulful Stitcher, where before the start of the year you submit a number of projects that you'd like to finish in that year, and you win the challenge if you complete half of them. So I'm almost at my halfway mark, so I need to pick another one to focus on finishing for that. But that is her. She is done. It's not ironed yet, so probably once, if I get her framed, she'll get an iron. But that was my one and only finish this month. My next project is Beary Tree. This is a full coverage chart by Artecy. The artwork's by Abraham Hunter. And you'll see where I was before. And this one has to go up by itself because it's pretty large now. So you can see I only have 2 pages left. This is my kind of focus on a finished full coverage. I've been stitching mostly a page a month on this one, and I was planning to do 2 pages this month, but after I finished that first page, I just couldn't. I put it on the Q-snap ready to start into the second page. I was just like, no, I want to work on other things. So I only have 2 pages left. And yeah, I absolutely love this one. This is on 25 count, 1/1 full cross. And I am this month, even though there's a lot going on this month, I would love to finish these last 2 pages because I have big plans for my full coverage for the rest of the year. So in an ideal world, I'd finish both these pages. There is a challenge in Full Coverage Fanatics, which is the Tour de France, which actually starts today on Saturday. And I think if you do the yellow jacket, it's like 3,500 stitches. So that challenge alone would get me like at least a page that's left. So yeah, I'm going to try that challenge and then just dedicate a ton of time to maybe finishing this and just getting through those last 2 pages. So that's that one. And after I show you my next 2 full coverage, I'll explain what my full coverage plans are for the rest of the last half of the year, which is kind of crazy to say given that we're already June, about to be in July, that we're already halfway through the year. So my next project is Minnie, She Sleeps with Butterflies. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs chart, and the artwork is Margaret Morales. This one I've been picking up recently and really enjoying working on it. So here is where I am. This dark colours doesn't look as patchy in real life. I know with the bright light shining on it, the dark colours can kind of look a little sparse, but it's not in real life at all. This is 25 count, 1/1 full cross. My preferred, well now it is my preferred method for stitching full coverage. And this is where I am on the first page. A lot of this blue background has so many colours in it. There's so much confetti in this first page, but this is her hair and the start of her forehead, and you can clearly see this is like her hand coming in now. So I really enjoy working on this one. And this one's for Elena. So she's constantly coming through and asking like, are you working on my butterfly girl? So I feel bad when I'm not working on it, so I'm trying to dedicate more time to that one, and that's part of my plans. Another full coverage that I worked on this month, this is, I don't know how to pronounce it, it's Hobsyilwin, Hobsyilwin, and it's another Heaven and Earth Designs chart. The artist is Cirello Cabral. It's probably not how you say it, but I think it's retired now. I bought a bunch of them. I think he was one of the artists that Heaven and Earth Designs announced it was being like retired, and I think that's when I grabbed a bunch of his dragon charts because they were beautiful. So I've only made a small start on this one this month, and that is where I am. Most of this page I have a little bit more to do, which is the tip of a cloud here, a little bit more oranges in there because I'm bobbinating the colors like as I go along. So I'm stitching this bit as I come to the colors. So there's a tiny bit more cloud here, and then the rest of this page is filled in this color. I'm just kind of, for stitching challenges, it's good just do 300 or whatever I need for this one. And again, 25 count, 1/1 full cross. This is probably the most boring page in the entire chart. So once this one's done, it's not too bad. The clouds are super colourful and have a lot of detail, so I just have to get through this first boring page first. Okay, my next one is, this is Artemis, it's by Carolyn Manning. I started this one for Manning May, and this month I filled in the rest of that sort of background out with the big main diamond shapes. I filled in the entire background up to what was shown, what I could fit in the screen on Markup RX. So it's more than a page is done on this project. And this one is stitched on 32 count Silver Moon Lugana by Zweigart, and I'm just using all the call for DMCs, and it's 2/2. This one's really fun to stitch. I thought just stitching a bunch of shapes would be pretty boring, but it's actually really fun. I think it's actually Markup that does that, the fact that you can search for the colors like across the entire page and just go with it. But I really enjoy stitching on this one. I love that we've got used like most of the colors that are going to be in the piece now, so yeah, I really like working on this one. I can't wait to pick this one back up. And that is also, I'm calling it a full coverage for the sake of what I'm going to start doing like next month, and it's all dependent if I finish the bears, because once I finish the bears, I feel they've been taking up a lot of my time by focusing on them like every single month and stitching a page, and I'm not getting to a lot of my other full coverages, and I really want to do that. And actually I've put them, they're all here apart from the ones that you've just seen. The rest are in this top box here. When I was sorting through all my whips recently, I really took stock of what ones I have started, and there's a couple that I really hate the fabric that I have them on, so they're either going to be restarted or just UFO'd, and other ones that I just wasn't enjoying just now. So I've narrowed it down to 12. 2 of them are going to be new starts. And I'm planning to do a whip parade of those in my next video, because I'm going to put them, I have already put them on a tiny decision wheel, and once I finish my bears, I'm just going to spin the tiny decision wheel and let that pick a chart, and I'm going to stitch a page on that chart, whether it takes half a month, that's what I'm going to focus on, and then spin again for the whatever it picks for next, and I'm going to let them repeat. So some months I might get multiple of one chart and none of another, but that's just going to be the way that it goes, and I'm hoping that way it'll give me a lot more variety in my full coverage, and I'm going to try that out till the end of the year. So that's my plan, a whip parade of all my full coverages plus the 2 that are going to be new starts when they spin up on the wheel. So fingers crossed I finish the bears and I can do that for the rest of the year. So that'll be next month. So back to regular projects. The next one is a mystery. It's the Lola Crow Mystery Deadly Aquarium Stitch Long. So there's no actual cover image for this one. And I currently, as of yesterday, are up to date. So, well, you'll see where I was before, hopefully. I just had, I think last time I saw you, I just had the frame, and since then 3 exhibits have been released and I'm up to date. So this is where I am, this is my aquarium, and yesterday the, I think is it anemones or coral that came out yesterday that's going to fill basically this big space here. That came out yesterday, so I'm looking forward to stitching that. But I absolutely love stitching this. The rockfish, the little purple rockfish at the bottom, he is my absolute favourite so far. And just, I absolutely love this. I've never stitched any of the other Lola Crow stitch longs, but it's absolutely amazing. The amount of detail that she gets, like you can tell that's a lionfish in the middle. It's just crazy, and such few stitches how much detail she can get in. So I cannot wait to see how this one progresses, and I'm hoping I'm going to stay caught up, because I think we have 3 weeks of exhibits now in a row before another break, so need to stay caught up. And this is on a 32 count Lacana called Under the Sea by Hand Dyes by Jim, which is an Etsy store. And I'll try and remember to link everything in the description box below. But if I forget anything, just send me a message. It's kind of a crazy time over the summer, so there's a good chance. Speaking of stitch longs, the next one's also a mystery stitch long, and it's the Frosted Pumpkin one for the year, and it is Arctic Animals, and you'll see where I was before. And again, this one is caught up. And this month we got that little walrus. And this one I'm not stitching. There's actually like boxes with the animals' names in it to the side of the animals, but I don't think I want to include that, so I'm hoping it doesn't look weird in the end by not including that. So we'll see as we go along. But I absolutely love this fabric. This is 28 count Uplifting Currents, an opal linen from Under the Sea Fabrics. I just think it just looks like the Northern Lights. And hopefully all the animals will show up on it, because it's pretty dark, or it's darker than the called for, so. But that is where we are so far. I'm just using the DMC for this one, because I think it's charted in Cosmo and DMC. Oh, itchy nose. And staying on the stitch along theme, recently I was sorting through like all my whips. I just took them all out of boxes so that they were easily seen in their project bags. And I'm trying really hard not to start, apart from the 2 full coverage that I just told you about, not start anything new until the end of the year. I turn 40 in December, and I would like to do 40 starts between December 2024 and December 2025. So in order to feel a little bit better about starting all those things, I'd like to clear some whips out and actually get some finishes. And so when I was going through the bags and stuff, I think I'm just going to work on whatever calls to me. And for some reason this one I haven't touched it in absolutely years. And it's another Frosted Pumpkin stitch long. It's called The Happily Ever After. I don't even know which year this came out, but I mean, it has 3 little goats, the Owl and Pussycat, I think it's Heidi, Robin Hood, Aladdin, Around the World in 8 Days, Sword and Stone, Pride and Prejudice, Sleeping Beauty. I don't know why this one was calling to me. So you'll see where I was before when I picked it up. I was missing the last 5 months from the stitch along. So the last 5 blocks of characters, because in the first month you get the frame and all that kind of thing. So I clearly gave up after an amount of time and had 5 blocks left, but here is where I am now. There we go, fit you all in. And so I've started working on the last 5 blocks, and instead of doing block by block, I'm just picking one colour and completing it across the last 5, because there's lots of little colour changes. So, and this one went into Markup RX, no problem. I even got the matching needle minder at the time. This one went into Markup RX. The only thing I had to do was change it from Cosmo to DMC, like just go down the list, because it's charted in both, but Cosmo's listed first, so that's what the program picked up. So I just changed it all to DMC and coloured in everything that I've done so far. And this one has 3,000 stitches exactly left plus backstitch, and I'm hoping to finish this one in July, because we have, or I've signed up for Frogwarts. It's a virtual retreat by the Black Needle Society, and you get a box of goodies, and it's like a 4-day retreat, and there's stitching games in it. And one of the ways to earn points is to finish something during the retreat, and this year it's amount of stitches left based. So I hopefully I will finish this one during the retreat and earn my team some points, because I have 3,000 stitches left, so seems like quite a lot, but I hope I will finish this one. And it's on a 28 count opal mystery linen. I had to really search back through my like files on the computer to find where I'd even saved it, because it was literally just the bit fabric in the bag. But hopefully that one will be a finish next month, and I will clear some space. This next one I'm also hoping to finish during July, and it is Sewing Cats by Soda Stitch. In fact, this one will be my next year of whips, focused on a finish, because that's also on there. And this is where it is at now. I worked a ton on this one this month. You can see I finished all the bottom shelf, that huge other half of the sewing machine, and the little cat with the green yarn ball. And then I came all the way up to this is the second shelf down, and I've stitched in that pin cushion, and this is going to be the little cat with the button. Here, I'm hoping to finish both the cats that are, there's a cat on either side of this shelf, and I'm hoping to finish both of those before the Frogwarts retreat, so that all I have left is a little white cat on top. And that might also get finished during Frogwarts, but yeah, that's where I am. Love these. I finished that whole bottom shelf, and the back stitch just brings this pattern to life. Before it just looks like a blob. But I absolutely love this one, and this will definitely be finished next month. I don't know when though. And yeah, that will be my next year of whips finish. This next chart is called Karma is a Cat. It's Taylor Swift inspired. And this one is from, the store is called Sydney Stitches Co. It's on Etsy. I'm stitching this one for Maya. She loves anything Taylor Swift. And I don't even know when I started this one, because when I picked it out of the whip pile, it had 2 stitches in it. So that is where I got to. Just some letters and a little bit of cat. So this one is on 32 count opal in the color Tundra. It's an opal linen by Be Stitch Me. It's like a slightly purpley blue. I love it. And the thread is 32 count, Night Owl by Stitchy Stuff, my favorite floss company on Etsy that do over-dye flosses. And this is the thread that I stitched a dragon in a couple of months ago. This is like the leftover thread. I thought instead of rolling it back up, use it for something else. So Maya says she wanted this cat stitched, and she picked out the fabric too. So hopefully this will be finished this year and get made into a cushion or something like that, a throw cushion for her bed before Christmas. So that's that one. I will link the shop below. They have a lot of Taylor Swift inspired like patterns and stuff like that, so that's not fail. This next one is it's called Disney Heroes. All those cute little Disney characters, and I'm stitching this one because I'm in the stitching group Fandom Stitching Central, which is on Facebook, and it's again a bunch of stitchy games. Allows plenty of practice for Frogworks year round, and it's a lot of themed stitching challenges, and this is one of the year ones where you can again earn points for your team by finishing the characters in that chart. And here is where I'm up to. I didn't want to do it in the dark fabric, and I absolutely love this fabric, which is 32 count Colourful Clouds by Pole Stitches. I just thought it was bright and happy, and all the little characters pop up on it. So this month I added Tiana and Peter Pan, so like here and here, and I'm thinking next month I might come down to the bottom and do Ariel and Chicken Little. And they have all these little bits in the background that I'm just using up some Krynic and making it a bit sparkly. And hopefully again this will be like maybe a Mickey Mouse head shaped cushion when it's done for Elena. So that's that one, and that's again all in DMC. This one's just fun to pull out, like there's no real brain effort required with that one. It's such fun, happy colors. It's always like fun to stitch on and pull that one out. My last project that I worked on, I haven't wanted to stitch a fancy lady for forever, and I don't know why. I have multiple Miras started. I think I have maybe 4 or 5. So in stash I definitely have Snow Queen, Raven Queen, and one of the big tall ladies, and she has like green butterfly wings. I can't remember what she's called. Like I know I definitely have those started, and some Joan Elliott's, and I just have not felt a calling to stitch on any fancy ladies in a long time. So I thought when I was going through my whips and I saw this one, I was thinking, ooh, maybe I'll stitch on that. I thought, like, feed that little fire and just pull it out, just put a couple of 100 stitches in, and maybe the fancy lady call will come back. But I don't know. I've stitched on it a little bit this month, but I don't know if I'm going to continue. And the one I'm talking about is Silver Moon Tea by Mirabilia. And I don't know if it's because it's a full coverage that maybe that's why I'm not feeling like I want to continue working on it right now. I don't know, maybe I'll put one of the other ones out and see if I want to work on those. But here's where I am, or where I got to. And I think part of it as well was when I pulled it out, I was like, I'm sure I stitched more than that. Like all I had was her skin basically done, and not even all of her skin, because it's still not done. But I did do her hair, well, some of her hair, and then came up and did some of this chunky border that goes most of the way around. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just because this one's full coverage, but I don't know whether I keep giving it a chance or work on something else. So, or maybe I'll pull them out too, thinking I thought I stitched more than this. But I might have a look for Snow Queen and see if she's a little bit further ahead, or continue working on this one, but I don't know. But yeah, this one, a mystery 32 count opal linen. I think it's a hand dyed fabrics by Stephanie. I want to say it's Bridget, but I'm not exactly sure. But not that it matters anyway, because this entire chart is like full coverage. Maybe it's just if I was gonna leave like a little bit poking out in a frame, but we'll see, Maybe the full coverage fancy lady call will come back. I just need to pick something else. So that's all the stitching I have just now. Like I was saying, plans for July. I can't believe we're saying July. Frogwarts is coming up in 2 weeks. Tomorrow on the Sunday we get the pattern release, where you can win points for your team too if you complete, there's a band sampler released every year. If you can stitch that within 2 weeks, and it is a tough challenge because it is over 12,000 stitches. So I'm gonna try. I've completed every year apart from the first year that I started because I underestimated how long it would take me to actually finish that project. So I'm gonna give that a good go. We are supposed to be going on vacation to Vegas when it's soaring temperatures, but that's kind of maybe a little bit up in the air right now. We've went and got a second opinion for Maya's knee, which has been hurting her for like a year, and the doctor really hasn't been doing very much, the specialist that we saw before. So we've moved to Stanford Children's Hospital, and they've just done a whole new brand new set of scans yesterday to identify whatever the mass is that's under her kneecap. So hopefully we'll find out on Monday morning what the next step is. But we feel definitely way more comfortable with the new doctor that we're seeing. So fingers crossed we'll get to go on vacation because it's very much needed. And maybe I will get to go to Stitcher's Paradise. I haven't told Piotr that either, but we'll be close enough to it. Oh, before I show you haul and my next stitch plan, which has to be a new start. Michelle, I'm so sorry, I still have this. I've just seen your email in my inbox. Somehow it disappeared down into the spam bit. I will get this out to you first thing Monday morning. And this I forgot to give away in the last video because it was tucked away in the bag. But the winner was D Stitcher for the animal cracker. So if you could send me an email to the my email that will be linked down below, I will get Animal Cracker Theodore out to you. One thing that I do have to start this month, and it might be my vacation stitching that I take with me, I signed up for a retreat that's going to be put on by the Colorado Cross Stitcher. It is the first week in August. I think it's like the 3rd or the 4th. It's essentially a finishing class, but the guest designers are Stephanie of Lindy Stitches and Beth of Heartstring Samplery, and we have pre-stitching that we have to do. So it's called the Bird Watchers Club. So I will link the website down below. So if you're fancy that, you can check it out. But the 2 projects that we have to get stitched beforehand so we can finish them into this stand-up at the class is this one. It's called the Downy, and this is Steph Lindy Stitches contribution. I absolutely love that bird. Never made a stand-up before in my life, so that's that one. And one from Beth Heartstring Samplery is the Bird Watcher. And this one I'm thinking I might change her dress to blue, so I don't think I'd wear like a big pink dress, so I'm going to change her dress colour. And we did get everything to stitch that up, so it came with the floss and it came with 2 pieces of the fabric to stitch those up. So they are a must that I need to get going on. I think I've just been putting it off. They arrived pretty late too, so, but I can definitely, they're not much stitching, so yeah, definitely at least one of them done. I'm going to start with the Downy, the bird. So that is a must do. If I should leave that out and do that today. Speaking of Lindy Stitches, I got the next part in my Endangered Animal Club, and it was the North Atlantic right whales. And again, it came with the over-dyed floss to stitch. I think it's the whales have the over-dyed in it this month. So that one will be in my to start pile at some point. And the last one I didn't even buy, but I have one piece of fabric, which is my Bee Stitch Me fabric of the month. And it's called Aquarius, and it's 32 count Lugana this month. It's a beautiful blue. So pretty. And the last 2 pieces of fabric that I have, I dyed myself. So they haven't been ironed, so they're like super crushed. But the turquoise is a 36 count, and this really dark blue is a 32 count. But I love how like bright and saturated these both came out. and I dyed these with Dharma dyes. They're like a powder dye. They're fiber reactive dyes, and I soaked them both in the soda ash mixture beforehand to give it that really bright colour, and just followed the instructions basically. But I absolutely love how they both turned out, and I think they're both, well, hopefully both asking for like a, I don't know, like a modern folk embroidery or a long dog sampler or something like that, because I love both those colours. So that is all I have this month. Hopefully you will come back next month and you will see all the stitching that I hopefully got done. It is the summer holidays, so who knows what life's going to throw at us. But I will be back next month with my projects and that full coverage whip parade. Until then, I hope the weather is kind to you wherever you are, and I will see you in July. Bye!